Hello and welcome back to IXL Tutorials. This is Mr. Duffick, and today we are doing IXL K11, which is going over the hypotenuse-leg theorem. Now, a lot of teachers don't really go over the hypotenuse-leg theorem anymore for this reason. The hypotenuse-leg theorem really states that if you have a hypotenuse that is congruent between two right triangles and then another leg that is congruent between two sets of triangles, then the triangle is automatically congruent. And the reason why teachers don't really teach this anymore is it's pretty much just side angle side or something like that, right? If we know one of the angles is right and we have the two other sides, it's basically kind of a form of side angle side. And so it's not really seen as important. It doesn't mean you shouldn't know it or hear about it or anything, but just keep that in mind. There might be a reason you haven't heard it before. So this problem is saying you have two triangles that are congruent, and we know they are congruent because it tells us so here. And therefore, the hypotenuses are going to be the same. The legs are going to be the same, and then the right angle, of course, is the same. So T is going to be 40, and U is going to be 16. Okay, next one. A looks like is going to be the leg over here, so that's going to be 18. And B looks like it's going to be 45. At least toward the beginning, you don't actually have to prove they're congruent because it tells you they are, which is really nice. So you're really just kind of plugging in numbers for a lot of these. So what values of x and y make them congruent? Cool. So we can do x first. Well, we know 43 is going to equal this. So these two are both going to be 43. So 43 is going to have to equal x plus 36. And so you can do one of two things. You can either set that out algebraically, right? You can just write down a very basic equation. So 43 equals x plus 36. Or you can do it in your head, right? But from here, we can just get x by itself, subtract 36 from both sides. And that is going to be 7 equals x. So that's going to be 7. Okay. Now, again, if you can just go, well, what number is missing here in your head? Like, oh, if I just, 7 plus 36 is 43, then that's great too. Just make sure you don't get the incorrect answer. And then we'll do the same thing for y. So y plus 13 equals 17. Both are going to be 17, right? But they give us that variable there just to kind of make us do work. So we know this is true. This side is equal to this side. So to get y by itself, we'll get subtract 13 from both sides. We'll do y equals 17 minus 13 is 4. So y is going to be 4. So we have 7 and 4. So we'll go 7 and 4. Okay. So you get the idea. You're going to set these two sides equal to each other, and then these two sides equal to each other. I can do this real quick. C plus 14 equal to 15. C is just 1, right? 1 plus 14 is 15, so C is 1. B, we have B plus 38 equals 41. 3 plus 38 is 41, so B has to be 3. Okay, that's an example of doing it pretty quick in your head if you can, etc., etc. Okay. So you're going to encounter problems here. Same deal, 3x equals x plus 16, and then w plus 50 equals 6w. Okay, so we'll jump levels. Same thing. So it looks like it's really the same kind of problems. They just throw more variables at you and stuff like that. I'll do this one real quick. Why not? Why not? Okay, so for the hypotenuse, you'll see that it has two variables. It has w and x. And so what you know from algebra is you can't really solve this unless you know either one of the variables. And so what we'll do is we'll go to the legs, right, the short legs. Since we just have x, it's just one variable. Figure out what x is, and then plug that in here, and then solve for the w. So we'll go 21 equals x plus 15. We'll subtract 15 from both sides. And therefore, we know 21 minus 15 is 6, so x equals 6. Okay. And then we can plug 6 into there. So we'll do 7w plus x minus 42 equals 7x plus w. Now we'll plug in the 6, so that turns into 7w plus 6 minus 42 equals 7 times 6 plus w. And let's see, I will combine like terms. I'm going to subtract the w from both sides and combine those. So we'll do 7w minus w is 6w. 6 minus 42 is going to be minus 36. And that's going to equal 7 times 6 is 42. And then those already canceled out. So this is what we're left with. Okay, now we're going to combine like terms again. There's just one w here, 6w, so we'll leave that alone. So we'll do 6w. We'll add 36 to both sides. Cancels out. 6w equals 42 plus 36 is going to be 78. So to get w by itself, we'll now divide both sides by 6. So we have w equals, and what is 78 divided by 6? That is going to be 13. So w is 13. Okay, so w 13 and x is 6. 13 and 6. And if you needed to check your work, you could just plug these in and make sure they come out as the same. Okay, so we are up to 90 and there's nothing new here. Same problem we just did. So this is where I'm going to end it. So stay safe, take care, study hard, and I will catch you for the next IXL tutorial video. Goodbye.